All right, welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're gonna create a backend class and then pass it into the UI layer. So we're gonna have this backend that our UI layer is gonna communicate in with, which we're gonna build on our own. And so it's gonna be a Python class. It's very easy, but we're gonna put in a separate file and then import that class into the main.py file. So that class will have to be a subclass of Qt Qt core, and these are the most important things you have to study: Qt GUI, Qt QML application for ng, and then Qt core. And there are other two more: PyQt slot and PyQt signal, which you're going to study. So let's create a backend class. Let's subclass it from QObject. So it's going to be a subclass of QObject. And so yes, you've seen we've imported our QObject. All right, so let's call the init function init method, because we want to call the parents init method. All right, so yeah, let's call the parents init method. So the parents init method is being called, and we're passing the self so they know which application. And then essentially they want to do certain stuff, and it's a good attitude in when you're parenting, you're subclassing, to call the parents init file so that it does what it wants to do. And then we could have ignored that code altogether, the init file, calling ours and calling this, but ours is very important. Okay, calling this is one of them. So let's import our class from our funker. So from funker, import backend. Okay, and now we're gonna create an object for it and then pass it over to the UI. And so we will need to have a property waiting for it in the UI. That's the only way we can pass it in, if there's property waiting for us. And that property that can take a key object, it's a Qt object. A key object corresponds to Qt object in QML. So let's create a Qt object called backend. And then here, so there's a QML. Inside the QML, there's an object called, there's a property called backend. And let's just also create an object of our class so that we can actually pass it in. You can write it before or after the create.connect. It doesn't really matter, because the create.connect is not actually creating your code, it's making a connection that whenever you create your code. So let's create a I'm changing the name. I want the name to be backend with underscore so that we're able to differentiate between the QML, so that you can see that which one is the QML code, which one is the Python code. So we're creating the object backend from our class backend, and now the root object, the 0 index, which is the first index of the object, it's actually if application window. If we had multiple of these application windows stack one on top the other, not really inside one of the one another, we would have had multiple root objects, but in this case we just have one. So root objects, and then the very first one, which is just the old one. Set property QML backend, which is actually a property we have in there. Set that property to our object. Yes, it has to be an object that we created backend from the class we created backend. Now we are setting it in there. Now that backend property inside QML is our Python backend. It's actually the same thing. So let's run to see if there are no errors. No errors. We are done. The connection is successful. See you in the next lesson.